I'm Noah from American Muscle. If you bought a 2009 to 2014 5.7 liter HEMI Charger and you're in the market for an aggressive sounding catback that provides a nice deep tone that's refined at idle, then this C&L Cat-Back is going to be a perfect option for you to consider, especially if you're looking to build on a budget. Now, according to the site, this exhaust is going to be very loud, so we're going to give it a heavy 4 out of 5 on the Wake the Neighbor scale. Look, there's nothing wrong with having a stock exhaust. I'm kidding. There's a lot wrong with having a stock exhaust, and the first of those reasons being is that there are way too many mufflers and resonators, and they're all really big. And they have chambers in them that'll keep exhaust flow rate down and ultimately rob you of some power and torque, as well as that awesome sound. Now, a lot of cars' character gets squelched with a quiet exhaust, and the point of this catback from C&L is to set those wonderful exhaust sounds free. Now, this system is designed to give a loud and aggressive sound with throttle input, but still a refined idle and low RPM sound. This system does also feature an X pipe here right after the cats, and then 2 bullet-style straight-through mufflers just to take the edge off, but that's really about it. Now, one more thing to note is that this catback does not make use of the factory exhaust tips, but that's not to say that you can't put some different ones of your choice on your car at the same time. So as far as construction goes, we've got some pretty awesome specs going on. All the piping is 2.5-inch mandrel-bent, which means there aren't any ribs in the bends that could prohibit exhaust flow and rob you of power. And this piping is also 409 stainless steel, so it will last quite a while. And then the 2 mufflers here are made out of 304 stainless. Coming in around $600, this catback from C&L is hands down one of the cheapest ways to get great sound out of your Challenger. Now, there are dozens of exhausts on the market with the same construction materials with price tags that are well over $1,000, and you're gonna find that some even reach the $2,000 mark. If you're on a budget, this system really will be a great purchase for you. Now, it's about that time that we move on to install. We're looking at an install time of about 3 hours and a difficulty that leans a little to the heavier side at 2 out of 3 wrenches. And we've all been there. It's definitely feasible to get this exhaust installed at home in your driveway, but there is no shame in taking it to a shop and having a pro install it on the lift. And we also offer our Install Connect service here right on the site, where we can even get you an appointment set up with a shop that's local to you, and they'll do the install for you. Now, at this point, I'm going to hand you over to one of our installers, and they're going to walk you through getting this system on your Challenger.
The tools you're going to need for this install include an impact, a hanger removal tool, a 15 and a 13 millimeter socket, a swivel socket, a 3/8 extension, a rubber mallet, and jack or jack stands or lifts and pull jack. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing an exhaust on our Challenger, but before we get started, you're going to watch a short video on how to uninstall your stock components, and I'll meet you back here for the install.
First step here, I'm going to grab my impact gun, an extension, and a 13 millimeter socket, and I'm actually going to remove the hanger isolators directly from the frame, unbolting them from the vehicle, rather than using a removal tool and popping the isolators out. So we're going to keep them all in one piece attached to the exhaust and just remove them from the frame. So I go straight above the muffler, there's one behind it and one in front of it by the tips. Now when you do the second one, you want to make sure you have a hand on the muffler because it's going to want to drop down a little. All right, now we can do the same thing on the other side. So now you can grab a hanger removal tool and head back toward the middle section of your exhaust here. Now on the driver's side, you have this flex tube. Directly above that, there's a hanger into the isolator. I'm actually gonna pop this guy out. Now, as you're doing this, before you finish up removing the exhaust, it's a good idea to have a pole jack in place or a jack stand or something similar, maybe even a hydraulic jack, just to support the middle weight of the exhaust as you remove it. Now, if you have a helping hand during these final stages of unclamping it from the front of the vehicle, that goes a long way, so I'm gonna grab a buddy to hold the tips while I remove the front, and we can drop it all in one piece. Now you can grab your 15mm deep socket and loosen up the 2 clamps holding them to your cat pipes.
All right, guys, so the first step of the install is we're gonna grab our X pipe and our 2.5-inch clamps. We're gonna slide this over our outlet. We can slide it into these 2 pipes. Push that all the way in. Then we can grab our 15mm socket and we can tighten these 2 down. Next step, we're going to be installing our resonators. We're going to throw our 3-inch clamp over the outlet. Now we can slide this into our pipe, like so. Do the other side. And we can tighten both of these down with a 15mm socket. Next is going to be our tailpipe. We're going to slide our 3-inch clamp over top. We're going to slide it in our resonator first. Once we have that in the resonator, we're going to take our hanger removal tool and remove the isolator from the original hanger. We can slide this back into its original place. Then we can come up and grab our clamp and tighten it down with a 15mm socket. Now for our second hanger, we're going to grab a 13mm socket, a swivel socket, and an extension. We're going to remove this hanger. From here, we can slide our isolator onto our hanger. Now we can re-thread in our bolt to the hanger. Now we can grab that same 13mm socket, swivel socket, and extension to tighten our bolt down. Now you can repeat this process on the other side. All right, guys, so for this specific exhaust, it makes you reuse the factory tips. So we're gonna have to grab a 13mm socket and remove this ball clamp. Now your tip should come off. Now for this install, we're not going to be reusing these, so you can just set these off to the side. All right, guys, so the last step, we're going to be installing our factory tips. So we're going to take our included ball clamp. We're going to slide this over our tailpipe. Might have to use a mallet to get it over, like so. And you're going to grab your tip. We're going to slide the ball clamp over. We can tighten these up with a 13mm socket. Now you can repeat this process on the other side, and once you're done with that, you can go back through and tighten up all your clamps. So that's gonna wrap up the install on our C&L Cat-Back Exhaust with polished tips for your 09 to 14 5.7 liter HEMI Challenger. Thanks for watching, and for all things Challenger, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.